Welcome to today's Lost Souls, where we bring you the most impactful and unforgettable stories from around the world. Today, we remember the lives of remarkable individuals whose legacies continue to inspire and resonate. From iconic musicians to trailblazing activists, join us as we celebrate their extraordinary contributions and bid farewell to those who have left an indelible mark on our lives. Stay tuned for a journey through their incredible stories.
Connie Francis. Connie Francis, the legendary American pop singer and one of the best-selling female vocalists of the late 1950s and early 1960s, passed away on July 16, 2025. Her death followed complications during hospitalization for a pelvic fracture, which led to pneumonia, a condition that ultimately caused her passing. Francis's career saw a remarkable resurgence in recent months after her 1962 hit Pretty Little Baby went viral on TikTok, bringing her music to a new generation of fans worldwide. Born Concetta Rosa Maria Francanero on December 12, 1937, in Newark, New Jersey, Francis faced numerous personal trials but also achieved extraordinary professional milestones. She was the first woman to top the Billboard Hot 100 chart with her 1960 single Everybody's Somebody's Fool, and amassed over 100 million record sales worldwide. Hits like Who's Sorry Now and Stupid Cupid cemented her status as a pop icon, known for her emotive voice and versatility, singing in multiple languages to broaden her appeal internationally. Despite her early stardom, Francis's life was touched by tragedy and hardship. In 1974, she survived a brutal attack at knife point that led to years of psychological struggles and interrupted her career multiple times. She also faced further setbacks due to misdiagnoses of mental health conditions and the murder of her close brother in 1981. Nevertheless, Francis displayed resilience, returning to recording and performing, and remained beloved by fans around the world. In early 2025, Francis suffered from a pelvic injury that left her wheelchair. While being treated for the fracture in a Florida hospital, she contracted pneumonia, which rapidly worsened her condition and resulted in her death. Her record label's president and close friend Ron Roberts expressed his deep sorrow and shared the news on social media, highlighting her desire for fans to be among the first to know. Her recent viral popularity on TikTok, featuring millions of users, including celebrities lip-syncing to Pretty Little Baby, introduced her timeless music to younger audiences and added a poignant coda to her career. Artists and admirers worldwide paid tribute, remembering her as a pioneering and influential figure whose voice defined an era. Connie Francis leaves behind a rich musical legacy as a trailblazer for women in pop music, whose emotive, singing and passionate performances continue to inspire. Her story of success, survival, and perseverance resonates as much today as it did during her peak years. Brian Bremen. Brian Bremen, a tenacious and beloved NFL linebacker who played a key role on special teams and helped lead the Philadelphia Eagles to their historic 2018 Super Bowl 52 victory, passed away on July 17, 2025. He died after a courageous 6-month battle with a rare and aggressive form of cancer, which was publicly diagnosed in February 2025. Bremen's untimely death at just 38 years old has deeply saddened the football community, fans, and everyone who admired his unyielding spirit both on and off the field. Born in Spokane, Washington, Bremen's rise to professional football was a testament to perseverance. Undrafted in 2011, he signed with the Houston Texans and played 3 seasons for them before joining the Eagles in 2014. Over 7 seasons in the NFL, Bremen played in nearly 100 games. Known particularly for his fierce playing style and vital contributions on special teams, his passionate and fiery leadership was evident before Super Bowl 52, where the Eagles triumphed over the New England Patriots, securing the franchise's first championship since the 1960s. Bremen recorded a crucial tackle in that game and was remembered for his motivational speech to teammates in the locker room before kickoff. Throughout his career, Bremen accumulated 56 tackles, 1.5 sacks, and 2 fumble recoveries. His impact extended beyond statistics. He was known for his relentless energy, courage, and loyalty, qualities that endeared him to teammates and coaches alike. After retiring from professional football in 2018, Bremen dedicated himself to family life as a devoted father to 2 daughters, Blakely and Marlo. Following his cancer diagnosis, Bremen underwent numerous surgeries and an intensive 12-week treatment program in Seattle, including cutting-edge CAR T-cell therapy. The outpouring of support was overwhelming, with the NFL community and fans rallying in fundraising efforts to assist with his medical expenses. Former teammates such as J.J. Watt and Chris Long made significant donations, reflecting the deep bonds Bremen forged during his playing days. His agent, Sean Stellato, described Bremen as a warrior in every sense, on the field and in life, highlighting his kindness, generosity, and uplifting spirit even through adversity. Bremen's final months were spent surrounded by close family, receiving care and love that reflected the warmth he always shared with others. The Philadelphia Eagles and broader NFL world mourn the loss of a gifted athlete and extraordinary human being whose fierce determination and big heart inspired many. Bremen's legacy is one of grit, generosity, and unwavering dedication to family and sport. Joanna Koloczkowska. Joanna Koloczkowska, one of Poland's most beloved cabaret artists, actresses, and radio presenters, died peacefully on July 17, 2025, after a courageous battle with an aggressive form of cancer. Her passing was mourned deeply across the Polish arts and entertainment community, reflecting the profound impact she had throughout her distinguished career. Surrounded by her closest family and friends during her final moments, Koloczkowska left behind a legacy defined by wit, warmth, and a powerful ability to connect with audiences. Born Joanna Dorota Tudor on June 22, 1966, in Polkowice, Poland, she grew up overcoming early life challenges, including the loss of her father at the age of 5. Koloczkowska's youth was marked by a love of culture and movement, as she participated in folk dance, figure skating, and speed skating before stepping onto the stage as a performer. She later adopted the surname Koloczkowska and built a career that blended theater, cabaret, film, and radio into a multifaceted artistic presence. Koloczkowska was best known for her role as a leading member of the highly acclaimed cabaret Robbie. Joining the renowned cabaret group in 2002, her sharp wit and keen observational humor made her a fan favorite, with her performances hailed for their blend of satire and heartfelt emotion. Before Cabaret Robbie, she gained significant experience in other comedy troupes such as Drugi Garneta and Portum, demonstrating her versatility and commitment to the art of cabaret. Additionally, she co-founded the independent film studio, AUI, expanding her creative vision into filmmaking, but her talents extended beyond the stage. She was a respected theater actress and a popular radio host, most notably co-hosting the program Concert Dzieci's on Radio Nowa Uat, alongside Wojciech Molokot. Koloczkowska's voice was recognized by many, including fans of the Polish dub of Doctor Who, where she portrayed Donna Noble in 22-3. In the spring of 2025. Her health rapidly declined after a diagnosis of a serious aggressive cancer forced Cabaret Robbie to suspend their performances indefinitely while she focused on treatment. Despite undergoing extensive medical care and fighting valiantly, her illness progressed fast. Her colleagues released a heartfelt statement expressing their grief and admiration for her courage and grace. They described her as a phenomenon whose talent had no equal and noted the profound void her passing leaves in the world of Polish art and comedy. Joanna's artistic legacy is one of laughter, compassion, and inspiration. She transformed everyday observations into humor that could brighten the darkest moments. Winning the hearts of countless fans, she is remembered not only as an unparalleled performer but also as a warm, caring person who brought joy to those around her. Her influence continues to be felt in Poland's cultural scene and beyond, her work standing as a testament to the power of humor and humanity. Saul Elkin, a towering figure in Buffalo's theater community and founder of the beloved Shakespeare in Delaware Park, died on July 14, 2025. His profound contributions to the arts in Western New York span over 5 decades, during which he nurtured and championed free, high-quality Shakespearean theatre performances, making classical works accessible to thousands. Elkin's influence also extended into academia as a distinguished professor and former chair of the university at Buffalo's theatre department, shaping generations of actors and theatre practitioners. Born in 1932 in New York City to Jewish immigrant parents from Russia and Romania, Elkin grew up speaking both Yiddish and English. His passion for theatre began early. At just 7 years old, he performed as the lead in a play by Morris Schwartz, founder of the Yiddish Art Theatre. This early exposure set the stage for a lifelong dedication to acting, directing, and teaching. Elkin's formal education was extensive. He earned a BA and MFA from Columbia University and a PhD from Carnegie Mellon University, further grounding his work in both practice and scholarship. In 1969, Elkin moved to Buffalo, where he became a professor and quickly rose to chair the theatre department at the PTO department at the University at Buffalo from 1971 to 1985. Inspired by his mentor, Joe Paptha, founder of New York City's Shakespeare in the Parklekin, founded Shakespeare in Delaware Park in 1975. What started as a modest production next to Hoyt Lake grew into a revered summer tradition known affectionately as Shakespeare Hill, drawing diverse audiences to free outdoor performances of Shakespeare's comedies and tragedies. The stage in Delaware Park was later named in his honor, underscoring his lasting impact. Elkin was also a founder of Buffalo's Jewish Repertory Theatre, co-creating a platform for thought-provoking and culturally significant productions. His career spanned over 250 credited acting and directing roles across regional theaters, television, including the soap opera, The Edge of Night, and film. Throughout his career, he demonstrated a commitment to community, education, and the arts that earned him widespread respect. In 2021, he received the Ralph L. Kushner Community Service Award from the Jewish Community Center of Greater Buffalo. Recognizing his remarkable contributions, even in his final years, Elkin remained engaged with theater and academia, though his health declined in 2025, preventing him from attending the production of Twelfth Night in which his daughter Rebecca performed. His legacy continued to inspire colleagues, students, and audiences alike. Elkin is survived by his wife, Janine, and 4 children, several of whom have pursued artistic and educational careers, continuing his legacy of creativity and service. His passing marks a significant loss to the cultural fabric of Buffalo and to American regional theater. Through his vision, passion, and dedication, Saul Elkin transformed Shakespeare from high art into a communal experience that will endure for generations. Emre Tiaran is a Turkish actor born on March 11, 1972, in Istanbul, Turkey. Over a distinguished career spanning more than 2 decades, Tiaran has become a notable figure in Turkish film and television. Earning recognition for his versatile roles and consistent performances, he is known for appearances in popular TV series such as Waiting for the Sun, 2013, Ber Zamanla Kıbrıs, Once Upon a Time in Cyprus, 2021, and the crime drama Sovchi, 2014, where he played the role of Sovchi over 13 episodes. He also lent his voice to various projects and acted in films including Eskia and Ibayashi. Tiaran's career reflects his range and adaptability, with roles spanning different genres from historical dramas to modern crime series. His work in Waiting for the Sun and Once Upon a Time in Cyprus contributed to his stature in Turkish television, allowing him to reach audiences both domestically and abroad. Notably, he appeared in Tescalatay Masusa, Trablus 2023, and Testament, The Story of Moses 2024, further highlighting his ongoing presence in the acting world. In addition to his acting career, Tiaran has taken on leadership roles outside of the arts. Since 2017, he has been the CEO of Alpha Group Companies, overseeing production and development of innovative food products across multiple countries, including Turkey, Cyprus, Russia, Hungary, and the UAE. His work involves managing international sales, product development, and operations in the fitness and health supplement sectors. Additionally, he held a managerial position at Pedruski Medical Center in the UAE between 2023 and 2024. Emre Trn continues to be an active and influential figure in both entertainment and business, demonstrating a dynamic career that bridges creativity and leadership. There are no records of his passing, and he remains an accomplished professional contributing to his fields. Connie Francis. Connie Francis, one of the most iconic female vocalists of the late 1950s and early 1960s, passed away on July 16, 2025, following complications related to a pelvic fracture and pneumonia. She was 87. Francis experienced a remarkable career resurgence just months before her death, when her 1962 song, Pretty Little Baby, went viral on TikTok, captivating millions of new fans worldwide, including celebrities like Kim Kardashian and Kylie Jenner. Born Concetta Rosa Maria Francanero on December 12, 1937, in Newark, New Jersey, Francis was a pioneering figure in pop music. She became the first woman to reach No. 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart with Everybody's Somebody's Fool in 1960, and amassed over 100 million record sales globally. Her hits, such as Who's Sorry Now, Stupid Cupid, Don't Break the Heart That Loves You, and The Heart Has a Mind of Its Own, made her a household name and a cross-generational star. Francis's music resonated internationally, with notable success not only in the United States, but also in Germany, Japan, Italy, Australia, and the United Kingdom. Her multilingual recordings further broadened her global appeal. Alongside her singing career, she appeared in several films, including the 1960 classic, Where the Boys Are, which helped cement her status as a teen idol of her era. Despite her professional triumphs, Francis endured significant personal hardships. In 1974, she survived a traumatic assault that profoundly affected her mental and physical health, leading to periods of seclusion and several hospitalizations for bipolar disorder. Her older brother was tragically murdered in 1981, adding to her struggles. Yet, she showed resilience, returning to recording, performing, and founding her own record label, sustaining her presence in the music world for decades. In recent months, the viral success of Pretty Little Baby brought her renewed attention, with the song featuring in over 17 million TikTok videos and amassing billions of views worldwide. Francis herself expressed amazement at this unexpected revival late in life. Her death was announced by Ron Roberts, president of her record label and longtime friend, who emphasized that Connie would have wanted her fans to be among the first to learn of her passing. She died in a Florida hospital, where she had been admitted for pain related to a pelvic injury. Connie Francis leaves behind an enduring legacy as a trailblazer for women in pop music. Her timeless voice, heartfelt performances, and personal courage continue to inspire fans and artists alike, securing her place among the greats of 20th century music, and began weaving candor about therapy and medication into interviews, planting seeds that would bloom into a global dialogue about invisible wounds. On a UNHCR mission to Ethiopia in 2004, Jolie contracted a bout of malaria that spiked her fever to 105-degree week, a physiological jolt underscoring the fragility that shadows nomadic activism. Weeks later, arrhythmic heartbeats during Mr. and Mrs. Smith reshoots prompted cardiology evaluations, revealing benign tachycardia, yet igniting her fascination with preventative medicine. Conversations with oncologists deepened after Marceline Bertrand's ovarian cancer diagnosis in 1999. Mother and daughter pored over genomic studies, sketching contingency plans Jolie hoped never to enact by 2007. Endless hospital vigils and Marceline's passing hardened Jolie's resolve that proactive care trumps reactive despair, priming the decision that would redefine celebrity health narratives worldwide. In May 2013, she detonated medical secrecy with a searing New York Times op-ed titled My Medical Choice, revealing her 87% breast cancer risk due to a BRCA1 mutation. and detailing a prophylactic double mastectomy completed in 3-staged surgeries, nip, tissue removal, temporary expanders, and final reconstruction. Grounded prose replaced tabloid melodrama, humanizing drain tubes, phantom pains, and the morning she glimpsed scars in a mirror, yet felt only relief. Genetic testing rates surged 64% in the following 2 months. Labeled the Angelina effect by epidemiologists, while insurers scrambled to update coverage policies by framing autonomy as heroism. Jolie reoriented public discourse from fear toward informed consent, proving an actress could rewrite healthcare norms with the same force she commandeered box office charts. 2 years later, the narrative continued when blood panel irregularities signaled inflammatory markers possibly linked to ovarian malignancy, rather than wait for confirmation. She chose laparoscopy, bilateral salpingotomy, entering sudden menopause at 39, hot flashes, bone density, concerns, and HRT patch calibrations collided with press tours for By the Sea. Yet she documented each step in Another Times essay to demystify hormonal pivots facing millions of women. The surgery sliced her lingering cancer risk by nearly 90% and sharpened her advocacy lens. Early detection is meaningless without accessible interventions. Speaking at G8 summits, she lobbied for subsidized genetic counseling across income brackets, translating personal upheaval into systemic reform. Stress from custody hearings and non-stop international flights manifested in 2016 as Bell's palsy, numbing the left side of her face, a stark reminder that even icons rely on cranial nerves to emote. Acupuncture, low-sodium diets, and mindfulness. Apps complemented prednisone, restoring symmetry within months. The CO-19 era layered new precautions, remote set protocols, bi-weekly PCR testing, and Zoom therapy to counter isolation. She gamified wellness with her children, plank contests, backyard archery, vegan cooking challenges, proving that preventative care can coexist with family bonding and humanitarian deadlines. Today, Jolie's regimen blends Pilates, reformers, resistance bands, and sunrise trail runs near her Los Feliz estate. Diet favors Mediterranean staples, olive oil, poached salmon, quinoa, taboo, dark leaf greens, and weekly 4 drips replenish micronutrients depleted by transcontinental travel. Dermatologists monitor a constellation of moles under higher resolution. Endocrinologists fine-tune estrogen patches. A therapist guides narrative therapy sessions that convert lingering trauma into creative propulsion. Most of all, she frames health not as the absence of disease, but as the capacity to serve. Whether directing refugee education projects in Yemen or mentoring survivors of gender-based violence, her body, once perceived as currency for roles, now functions as instrument for sustained activism. Calibrated meticulously to outlast the spotlight, loss has trailed Angelina's triumphs like a shadow, shaping her worldview more profoundly than any award speech. The most searing rupture came on January 27, 2007, when her mother, Marshall Bertrand, succumbed to ovarian cancer after an 8-year battle. Jolie kept vigil through hospital corridors thick with disinfectant, memorizing the rhythm of machines as they marked time. Marceline's absence shattered the family nucleus that had defied Hollywood's turmoil, leaving Angelina struggling to parent herself while mothering 6 young children. Sleepless months followed, her grief looping through flashbacks of childhood dance classes and whispered advice. Yet that pain galvanized her BRCA surgeries, transmuting intimate sorrow into global advocacy for women's health. Her bond with Father John Voight, already strained by years of public clashes over loyalty and privacy, further eroded under grief's weight. Attempts at reconciliation became chess games of guarded calls and brief red carpet photo ops, never recreating the simple trust she craved as a girl. Each missed holiday underscored the invisible wall between them, a reminder that fame can distort filial love into headlines. Meanwhile, her brother James Haven, orbiting similar memories, offered solace in shared silence rather than words, proving siblings can become life rafts when parents vanish. Jolie learned that familiar love might fracture but still inform identity. urging her to cultivate emotional fluency with her own children to prevent inherited distance. Professional heights could not inoculate her marriage to Brad Pitt from entropy. The couple's 2016 split detonated across global media, thrusting sealed court documents into public debate and spawning hashtags dissecting their every motion. Overnight, Jolie toggled between humanitarian summits and custody depositions, navigating California's labyrinth and family law system while shielding the 6 children from paparazzi lenses, allegations of substance abuse, conflicting travel schedules, and differing parenting philosophies inflamed proceedings. Each affidavit reopening wounds, financial settlements, and property divisions pulled next to the intangible loss, the dismantling of a partnership once marketed as unbreakable. Yet through legal morass, she insisted on therapy-supported co-parenting frameworks, determined that divorce not calcify into generational trauma. The humanitarian sphere, too, delivered its share of heartbreak. In Syrian refugee camps, Jolie befriended families only to learn weeks later that bombings had scattered or erased entire households. She attended funerals in Kenya for rangers slain by poachers and witnessed malnourished infants in Yemen succumb. Hours after being photographed for Aid dossier, these cumulative sorrows etched permanent grooves into her empathy, haunting her hotel rooms long after official briefings ended. Rather than surrender to despair, she funded trauma counseling programs, lobbying for psychosocial support as essential as food rations. Each mission underscored the fragility of human life and deepened her resolve that storytelling, whether through film or congressional testimony, could resurrect marginalized voices. Losses also unfolded in quieter professional corners. Projects greenlit, then cancelled. Mentors like cinematographer Dean Semler, retiring, and close friend Lang, confronting the passing of her father's generation. Each goodbye stripped another layer of youthful invincibility, refining her artistic focus toward narratives that honor resilience amid devastation. Across these cumulative bereavements, Jolie forged a philosophy that grief, while relentless, can be metabolized into service. She now teaches her children to create memory jars, filling glass vessels with written recollections of loved ones, ensuring that absence births gratitude rather than void. In her calculus, losses do not define the horizon. They illuminate the next path forward. Today, Angelina awakens before sunrise in her Los Feliz house, a 1913 estate overlooking Griffith Park, where dawn light filters through stained glass panels onto a kitchen table cluttered with homework, packets, medical journals, and storyboard sketches. Espresso in hand, she scrolls encrypted updates from production designers in Budapest and educators in cable. Then rallies her 6 children, Maddox Pox, Zahara, Shiloh, and twins, Vivian and Knox, for rotating breakfast of Cambodian rice kanji or quick scrambled eggs. After school drop-off, the day fragments into creative war rooms, Bell virtual calls, negotiating a third Maleficent costume fittings for the historical epic. Maria and pre-visualization, notes on a South Sudan political thriller. Mid-after afternoon, she retreats to a cedar line study for script rewrites. Classical piano drifting down the hallway. Parenting logistics intersect million-dollar story architecture. Every calendar alert tethered to her guiding question: how can art and activism reinforce each other without compromise? Humanitarian commitments dominate late morning. As special envoy for UNHCR, Jolie joins a secure briefing with field officers in Mareb, Yemen, reviewing satellite imagery of flood-damaged camps and approving emergency shelter allocations funded through the Jolie Pitt Foundation. She records a keynote for the World Refugee Forum, urging timelines rather than platitudes. Then consults Pruno attorneys refining gender violence statutes in Haiti. Off-camera, she drafts OPTs championing environmental defenders in the Congo Basin. She frames these actions as extended storytelling. Every statistic, a character; every policy, a plot twist that can save lives. The method-acting discipline that once fueled Oscar runs now fuels meticulously footnoted policy papers. When interviewers praise her altruism, she redirects credit to grassroots partners. insisting her celebrity is only a lens, never the light itself. Evenings pivot back to aesthetics. At Sunstorm, her production banner partnered with Mental, she greenlights projects by female directors from conflict zones, pairing them with veteran cinematographers for mentorship residencies, color grading frames from without. Blood, her adaptation of Alessandro Borro's novella, fill her monitor as she debates whether a Sicilian dusk should lean amber or slate to mirror moral ambiguity. Simultaneously, she rehearses motion capture choreography for Marvel's animated Titanomi, perfecting spear arcs that translate into credible CG physics. Between calls, she maps a limited series on Frantz Fanon's exile years, pinning index cards across a reclaimed barn door. Commercial viability threads with didactic undercurrents, confirming her conviction that mainstream platforms can smuggle complex ethics into living rooms worldwide. Beyond cinema, Jolie's entrepreneurial orbit pursues social impact. Atelier Jolie, her eco-luxury fashion collective opening flagship studios in New York and Paris, hires refugee tailor to upcycle dead stock fabric into bespoke garments, each tagged with a QR code tracing its maker story. Profits feed vocational scholarships and microloans for displaced artisans. Biotech cosmetics venture pioneers plantar-derived Squall Lane, steering the industry away from shark liver extraction and channeling proceeds into marine conservation grants. The streamlined Jolie Pitt Foundation now disperses multi-million-dollar endowments to Namibian wildlife corridors and reproductive health clinics in Louisiana. Quarterly board meetings unfold in a converted carriage house lined with photographs of beneficiaries, reminding trustees that return on investment is measured in school enrollments and reforestation metrics, not shareholder dividends. She refuses influencer campaigns, letting transparent supply chains and audited impact reports cultivate consumer loyalty. As dusk settles, Angelina hosts outdoor film nights under lemon trees. Tonight, it's the Battle of Ayla's, sparking family debates on colonialism and cinema's power to radicalize empathy. After dishes and bedtime rituals, she journals beneath a desk lamp, cataloging victories, setbacks, and tomorrow's intentions. Her ambitions no longer hinge on red carpets. They hinge on traction, laws amended, classrooms built, ecosystems restored. Yet she still values performance, believing inhabiting another soul can unlock perspectives legislation cannot. She describes herself simply as a worker perpetually in process. Looking forward, she envisions directing a Derry language feature, opening a film academy in Cox's Bazar, and watching her children craft their own equations of service and art. Legacy, in her calculus, is iterative, an ever-expanding narrative, where each chapter, whether cinematic or humanitarian, strives to illuminate the dignity at the center of every human story.